Hello, Bill Molyneux here with Bill's History World with Goober the Traveling Bear, and we are once again at the Old Stone Fort in Schoharie, New York. And the Old Stone Fort is basically the big church fort that is featured in the movie Drums Along the Mohawk with Henry Fonda. All right, they're having their Harvest Festival this weekend, and it is going to be incredible. We have fair weather. So this is the introductory video edit section. Well, before it gets too busy here at the Old Stone Fort, by the way, the towers here are incredible. We're going to take a walk through the haunted cemetery. And this cemetery is extremely old, so Goober the Traveling Bear and I will be prepared to take you on a tour of this cemetery and see if we point out any there's a lot of interesting looking tombstones out here. All right, let's start our tour of our cemetery. And we have very little wind, but I still have a dead cat over the microphone just in case. So we're just going to peruse this cemetery, see if we... 1720. Wow. Now, VA Travels, Chris at VA Travels, a wonderful YouTube channel, by the way. He does really good cemetery videos. So this is Nancy Boyd, wife of Daniel Larson, died 1857. And the Larkin family plot. Pause here. Well, here's some interesting tombstones I've come across. 1846, Joshua Clark died December 3rd, 1846. He was 76 years old. I'm not doing the math on that. You guys can figure that one out. And we have some kind of a roadside marker here. Let's go take a look at that. All right, we have someone, a Civil War nurse, Catherine Lawrence, 1820 to 1904. She was a Civil War nurse, teacher, missionary, temperance lecturer, born in Schoharie, buried in this cemetery. A temperance person is someone who tries to promote and not to have alcohol. All right, let's continue with our tour of our cemetery. Well, the Old Stone Church has a ton of history here. So here's Colonel Peter Voorman, Revolutionary War staff and soldiers, 15th Regiment. They were stationed here to help, I guess, defend the Old Stone Church. Let's continue with our cemetery walk. This cemetery is huge, by the way. Well, I found the grave of Colonel Peter Voorman, who departed his life December 29th, 1793 at 57 years of age. They actually have 9 months and 9 days. A Revolutionary War soldier, and I saw his sign placard out there on the road. So, there's a couple more tombstones over here, and we'll go check them out. Well, here's the Voorman family. Adam Voorman, 1740 to 1823. Another thing I like to point out about the cemetery is these little red flags. They are firefighters. So this cemetery puts out, besides your flags and markers for Revolutionary War, War of 1812, American Civil War, and so forth, they also are recognizing they're firefighters that have passed. Okay. We're gonna go right over here. Check out this tombstone here. Boy, can't really read these. All right, let's go to the other side of the cemetery. This encompasses the entire stone church, all the way around, 3/4 away. And this cemetery, Martson Kinsley, 1930, 2023. So this is still an active cemetery, and this tombstone is right next door to that tombstone, which is 1848. And you can see more of the firefighter flags in the cemetery. All right, let's I guess this video is for someone that's really interested in old cemeteries. Taylor, 1879 to 1955. Now, this is quite interesting. There are tombstones running all the way down the back side of the cemetery, down the hill. And this hill is a good grade. Now, and here we have the back side of our fort church and more of our cemeteries plots. And we'll stop the video here. Wow, the cannonball hole made when the fort was attacked by the British Tories and Indians under Sir John Johnson and the Indian chief Joseph Brant during the raid of 1780. And we're scoping up, and there's the hole. And I have this on a previous video, and we saw the cannonball the last video. Had to include that in our cemetery tour. Well, here's the Morrison plot, and I believe my friend Al Stanton is related to the Morrison family. I may or may not have that correct. It's been 30 years when I came to this site with Al. So if I have that wrong, Al, I apologize. But I think that's the right one. Okay. We're going to walk down to this last part of the cemetery. And come along with me on this nice fall day in upstate New York in the Catskills. And Goober the Traveling Bear and I are adventuring. We see a tombstone up here we want to check out. Alright, I was told this monument is of Jacob A.L. Fisher, 1845-1892. And he was a Medal of Honor winner. Wilderness, Spotsylvania, Cold Harbor, Petersburg. His monument here is incredible. One of the historians told me to come and check out his tombstone. He agreed with the great Humboldt, the universe is governed by law. I need to have a great historian like Scott Mingus make a comment who Mr. Fisher was in the American Civil War. When the bugle noted sounded to the rescue, he rushed to the field. So, and I gotta say, this monument or tombstone memorial is bigger than many Gettysburg memorials. Whoever, this monument is dedicated to the memory of the dead hero by Abram Shell and Catherine B. Shell. And there's the Medal of Honor on the marker. And I gotta say, I'll make this a separate video, and maybe we can do some research, or I'll ask one of the historians more about Mr. Fisher. Amazing, amazing monument. Well, this needs to be added to the cemetery video. The pond, 1858 crypt. Pretty cool looking. Let's get up closer to it. Alright, here we are at the crypt, and children of Benjamin and Catherine Birch Pond. There's our door, bolted. Really interesting. Built right into the bank of the cemetery of the old stone fort. Sort of surprised they don't rip out these trees that are growing in front of it. There might be some issues with disturbing it, or the foundation or something. There could be I don't know. But it's a beautiful beautiful crypt. Catherine burned 1842, Birchburg. Sorry about the pronunciation, everyone. All right, let's carry on.